For over 3,000 years, the pharaohs ruled the land of Egypt, one of the most powerful and enduring civilizations in human history. They were more than kings, they were living gods, builders of pyramids, commanders of vast armies, guardians of divine order. But not all pharaohs were equal. Some were mere shadows, while others shaped history in ways that still echo across the desert sands. In this video, we count down the top 10 greatest pharaohs, those who ruled with brilliance, left monuments that defied time, and changed the destiny of Egypt forever. At number 10, we begin with the most controversial ruler in Egyptian history, Akhenaten. Originally known as Amenhotep IV, Akhenaten shattered centuries of tradition by abandoning Egypt's powerful pantheon of gods. In their place, he worshipped a single deity, Aten, the sun disk. This wasn't just religious reform, it was revolution. He moved the capital to a new city, Akhenaten, which is modern-day Amarna, and erased the names of other gods from temples. Art changed too, with more natural personal depictions of the royal family. Akhenaten's reign was brief and chaotic, but his bold challenge to religious and political norms makes him unforgettable. Though later pharaohs tried to erase him from history, today we remember him as the first true monotheist ruler the world has known. Ahmose I rose during a time of crisis. The Hyksos, foreign rulers, had taken control of northern Egypt. The kingdom was divided and humiliated. But Ahmose, a young warrior pharaoh, led a series of brilliant military campaigns that drove the Hyksos out and reunited Egypt under native rule. This victory marked the beginning of the new kingdom, Egypt's greatest age of power and glory. Ahmose re-established order, rebuilt temples, and strengthened the economy. Without him there would be no Ramses, no Hatshepsut, no empire. He was the pharaoh who restored Egypt's soul. Next is Thutmose I, a conqueror and builder who took Egypt's might beyond its traditional borders. He expanded Egypt deep into Nubia in the south and pushed the army into the Levant in the north. His campaigns marked the first time Egypt became a true empire. But Thutmose was more than a general. He was also a visionary. He was the first pharaoh to be buried in the Valley of the Kings, a sacred place hidden in the cliffs near Thebes, where kings would sleep for eternity. His military legacy set the stage for later giants like Thutmose III and Ramses II. Amenhotep III ruled during a time of wealth, peace, and honestly, incredible artistic achievement. His reign lasted nearly 4 decades, and under his rule, Egypt really reached a cultural peak. Foreign kings actually begged for his alliance. Gold just flowed into the empire. Artists, sculptors, and architects truly thrived. He commissioned hundreds of statues and monuments, including the massive colossi of Memnon, which still guard the Theban plain today. Nicknamed the dazzling sun disk, Amenhotep III was a ruler of elegance and confidence whose legacy still shines across the ages. Long before Khufu or Ramses, there was Sneferu, the father of pyramid construction. He built not one, but 3 major pyramids, experimenting with design and structure along the way. His bent pyramid shows a visible mid-course correction, while his red pyramid was actually the first true smooth-sided pyramid in history. These innovations paved the way for the majestic Great Pyramid at Giza, built by his son Khufu. Sneferu's reign was marked by architectural daring, stability, and prosperity. His legacy is quite literally written in stone, and still stands tall today. Seti I came to power during a period of decline and worked tirelessly to restore Egypt's former greatness. He was a skilled general who led successful military campaigns in Canaan, Syria, and Libya, reasserting Egypt's dominance. Seti also began monumental construction projects, including the stunning Temple of Seti at Abydos, filled with intricate reliefs and religious symbolism. His tomb, carved deep into the Valley of the Kings, is one of the most beautifully decorated ever discovered. Seti was a restorer of order, of power, of art, a king who brought Egypt back from the brink. One of the most remarkable rulers in history, not just Egypt, is Hatshepsut. Denied the throne by tradition, she claimed it anyway. She dressed as a man, wore the false beard of kings, and ruled as pharaoh for over 2 decades. Her reign was marked by peace, prosperity, and magnificent building projects. Most famously, the breathtaking mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari, nestled in the cliffs of Thebes. She also reopened trade routes, notably to the legendary land of Punt, bringing back treasures and exotic goods. Hatshepsut proved that greatness was not limited by gender. She was the queen who ruled like a king. Thutmose III was Egypt's greatest military mind, often called the Napoleon of ancient Egypt. He led at least 17 major campaigns, crushing revolts and expanding Egypt's borders from Nubia in the south to the Euphrates in the north. His most famous battle, Megiddo, was won through a bold flanking maneuver that became a model for generals for centuries to come. But Thutmose wasn't only a warrior, he was a statesman, botanist, and patron of the arts. His reign combined military brilliance with cultural richness. He ruled at the peak of Egypt's imperial power, and left behind a truly global legacy. Known simply as Ramses the Great, Ramses II ruled for an astonishing 66 years, one of the longest reigns in human history. He led Egypt in the Battle of Kadesh, where he signed the first known peace treaty with the Hittites, but honestly his legacy is most visible in stone. He built on a colossal scale, temples, statues, cities. His most famous monument, Abu Simbel, is carved into a cliff and aligned with the sun. He had over 100 children and saw himself as a living god. Ramses wasn't just a king, he was an institution. For centuries after his death, Egyptians believed no one could match his greatness. Many still don't. At number 1 stands Khufu, builder of the greatest monument in Egyptian history, the Great Pyramid of Giza. Constructed around 2560 BCE, this awe-inspiring structure stood as the tallest man-made building on Earth for over 3,800 years. We know little about Khufu's personality, and no complete statue of him survives. But his legacy is carved in stone, 2.3 million blocks of it. The Great Pyramid remains the only surviving wonder of the ancient world, a symbol of human ingenuity and ambition. Khufu's monument turned him into a legend. His pyramid is his eternal voice, whispering across time. Not every great pharaoh could make our top 10, but these rulers still left a powerful mark. Pepi II, who reigned for over 90 years. The longest reign of any monarch in history, Tutankhamun, the boy king whose intact tomb captivated the modern world. Nectanebo II, the last native pharaoh of Egypt before Persian conquest. Susenes I, whose tomb was filled with treasures rivaling Tutankhamun's, yet barely known to the public. And Djoser, the king who built the very first pyramid, the Step Pyramid at Saqqara. Their legacies remind us that greatness takes many forms. From Akhenaten's revolution to Khufu's eternal pyramid, the story of Egypt is a story of vision, power, and mystery. These pharaohs ruled not just a kingdom, but the imagination of the world. Which pharaoh do you think was the greatest? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time, as we journey deeper into the sands of time.